Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a chatbot with simple API integration using bot framework, meaning this chatbot will be connected to an API for coronavirus as well as an API for the news, and this you can also have a conversation with this bot. Now, if you want to create a bot which can answer questions about COVID, but it doesn't have the API integration, I'm sending a link in the description, which can take you to that video, which explains how to make a chatbot that can answer questions, but doesn't have API integration. So let's get started. So if you go to, and by the way, I just want to say one thing. This is all completely free. All the services we're going to be using is the free tier. Just remember to follow along exactly what I do, because if you don't follow along, you might, when you check your cost management, you might end up with a kind of nasty surprise. Because one of the services, the default is paid, and you have to manually switch it to the free. So just follow along with what I'm doing. So you type in QnA Maker at the search bar, and you go under Marketplace, and then click on QnA Maker. So here you select your subscription. You can create a resource group, or use an existing one. Here's one, COVID and News API bot. And then the resource group location is wherever you want the resource group to be. And the name of the service. And the pricing tier. One thing I want to say, you can only create one of these chatbots per every subscription you have. You can only create one of these chatbots. You can't just create like 47 different chatbots that are free. You can only create one free one. So I'm going to click on the standard SL, but you click on the free subscription, okay? And the Azure location, this is the region you want to have the Azure search in, and pricing tier is how the price for it is. Again, you can only have one free one here, so you have to click on free F3 indexes, not basic, free, okay? So then the app name, website location, and you should definitely enable this, as it will actually, there's actually this really cool article that gives you a line of code that allows you to see exactly what your users are typing into your bot, which I think is really, really cool. So you should definitely have this enabled. And you click on review and create, and then click on create. And then it will start deploying. And as you can see, all those things are being downloaded for the bot to run. Also, before you get started with anything, a very important step that you need to take is simple. You just go to Overview of your cognitive services, QnA bot. Then you click on your resource group. And then scroll down to where it says App Service Plan. Not App Service, App Service Plan. Click on that. This is if you want it to be free. If you want your thing to be free, follow my step. Then you click on Scale Up. You click on Dev/Test. You click on F1. And you click Apply. And it should make it so that this bot is completely free. And then you just simply go back to this button right here. This one that says right next to home. COVID and News API bot, or whatever you want to call it. And click on it. And then scroll down to Quick Start. Click on QnA Maker Portal. Under number 2 right here. When your bot is created. And then you go to Stable. And you use your directory ID. Select whatever subscription you are using. Select your QnA service. And sometimes this glitch comes, no endpoint keys found. And you just here, all you can do is really like wait for a minute or two and then try again. Sometimes it doesn't only happen sometimes, but sometimes when you create a new service, it shows this error. It doesn't happen all the time. Like sometimes it just doesn't do this, but sometimes it does. So you just wait. And while we're waiting, I want to say that I'm trying my best to not to have too much overlap with the video I'm putting in the description, which teaches you how to create a COVID chatbot, which can chit-chat with you and answer some questions. So I'm not going to be spending too much time in this QnA Maker, just enough so that you know how to what the different how you can integrate like Chit-Chat. But this QnA Maker is enough to make a fully functioning bot on its own. There are lots of different features, like follow-up feature, like follow-up messages, and you can just add as many questions as you want to make your bot better, and being able to understand more things and like more key value pairs. Like this can create a bot of its own. But the main purpose of this video is the API integration, and that is what I intend to focus on with this video. So that is going to be the main portion of this video. I'm just going to give you a very brief tour of this. But if you want to know more about this, please check out the video I have linked in the description where I go through this in much more detail. Wrong one, whoops. And then it works, yay. So you just click out of it and then click in back in again. English, or you can just click refresh. And then you name your knowledge base, COVID news bot, knowledge base. This is the knowledge base. And then so you can populate your knowledge base. You can have like a URL of like, there's an FAQ. It can scan that and put that in. I show you exactly how to do that in the other video. You can also add files. And this is the main reason why we're in this. It's called Chit-Chat. Basically, the description is perfect. Give your bot the ability to answer thousands of small talk questions in a voice that fits your brand. When you add Chit-Chat to your knowledge base by selecting a personality below, the questions and responses are automatically added to your knowledge base. You'll be able to edit them anytime you want. Learn more about Chit-Chat. And clicking on this link, which is also going to be in the description, you can see the different personalities that are there. Like, when is your birthday? Professionals, like, age doesn't really apply to me. Friends, like, I don't really have an age. It's like, I'm age free. Karen's like, I don't have an age. Enthusiastic, like, I'm a bot, so I don't have an age. Okay, that's probably not how it's going, but this is just an example of the different personalities that are there. So for this bot, I'm gonna choose enthusiastic, but you can choose whatever one you want you feel is appropriate to you. And then you click create your KV. And then it loads and everything comes. So you can add questions and do whatever you want, but make sure whenever you're adding questions to save it, okay? If you don't save it, it will cause a lot of grief and frustration, mostly frustration. And if you want to test it, hi. How are you? Awesome, thanks for asking. No problem. Okay, and it can even detect spelling mistakes, like hello. And it perfectly you can see exactly what the confidence is. Like for hi, the confidence score is 99. It's a 99% chance that hi is the right answer. Wrong bot, 62.82. Hooray, 12.70. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'll keep it as high. And so yeah, you can see it's clearly not perfect. Like I try something like, hi, how you? Ooh, there's a I'm feeling good. I spotted wrong. So, and then it says, sorry you're feeling blue today. Hope things will be better soon. It's not perfect. And so, it can so if you want to make it better, then you can literally go in and manually edit these to make it better. But overall, they're pretty good. Like, I guess I'm pretty I'm pretty goosed up. I'm not sure what the bot's reasoning was behind that, but it's not like that, like, inappropriate for the bot. So, oh yeah, you could edit these to make them better for you, and you can add questions and whatnot. So, but when you feel like you're satisfied with this, I mean, you can always update it later. When you're satisfied to start with the API integration, you click on publish. Click on publish right here. But don't exit out this page because it's still going to be important. Okay, and so this is an article that I will also be linking in the description. Install Bot Framework Composer. And this is what we're going to be using to integrate our APIs. So we're going to download both the prerequisites. This one and this one. I'll open the link in the new tab so we don't lose this. And then you can download Composer for whatever thing you have. So I have a Windows computer with me right now, so I'm gonna download Composer for Windows. And then you sequentially install everything. Nothing too spectacular about the installation. Just regular installing. And I'm also going to mention that I am only going to be explaining how to integrate APIs as well as like give a greeting and integrate the QnA. But other than that, Bot Framework Composer is another whole world of its own. You could do so many things with it that I can't launch into one video. Oh, but like definitely, if you're interested in making this even better, there's definitely a way to make these a lot better than what I'm showing you here. And then you click finish. And Bot Framework Composer is also being run. And then here's Bot Framework Composer, Microsoft Azure, www.botframework.com. Okay, and then we are gonna click. Okay, so we are gonna click on Create New. Core Bot with QnA Maker. And we are going to click on Next. So then you rename this to wherever COVID and use. You can create a new folder. COVID and yep, you just click on Next. The runtime can be Azure Web App. And then you wait for it to load. Takes a little while for the first time you open this bot. Be patient. Okay, and we have arrived. So when this screen comes, just click on cancel. We're gonna do that. And go into greeting. So you can have whatever, like when the bot comes, you can have whatever greeting you want. And the greeting I'm gonna have is, hello, welcome to this bot. We can tell you, make sure not to press enter, plus shift enter. Kind of annoying, but you'll get used to it. You can also have multiple, so basically it will just choose a random one, just so it's not repetitive. Shift enter. We can tell you COVID cases right now. Type COVID. God, this is annoying. God, this is very annoying. News right now. Type news. So yeah, and so this will come when it says start bot here. But the good thing is, well, while it's starting, the good thing is, you don't need to, you don't really need to like have a command for the chatbot, the Chit-Chat, as you can just like allow access. And you don't need to like have any command for the Chit-Chat, as you could just make it so unknown intent. So basically, if the bot doesn't understand what is coming, he'll, instead of saying, sorry, I didn't get that, he or she, they can just have the QnA Maker be the default response. Basically, what unknown intent is kind of like the default response. So, here. So let's start the bot in web chat. Just click this button. Or if you want to, you can download emulator. You click on this button and it will prompt you to download it, but you don't need to. Web chat's fine. So if I say hi, it will not challenge me because we did not integrate our QnA Maker bot yet. But if we did, then it could say hi back. And that's what we're gonna do right now. So you click on unknown intent, you click on plus, and you click on access internal resources. You go to connect to QnA base, and then you click on this little wrench here. So then you go to development resources, and where it says Azure QnA Maker, you just type setup QnA Maker. And then you click on use existing resources and then click next. And then the login prompt comes. The annoying part about this is you need to enter your password 3 different times for some reason, but unless you have a very long password, you're fine. Okay, and then you select your default directory, click on your subscription, your resource, and then you click on next. And then the following keys have successfully been added to your project. Woohoo! And now you go to Advanced Setting View JSON. You scroll down to this area right here. Something cool about this is, so let's say, okay, let's say you don't notice this. Let's say you say, okay, let's restart the bot and let's test it out. And you type, wait. And then you open the web chat, and then you type, hi. And then it says knowledge base ID, which is actually really cool because it's basically smart enough to realize that, okay, this person's trying to integrate a QnA Maker, but we need the knowledge base ID. So it types the knowledge base ID here, and we need both the knowledge base ID and the host name. So if you click on, so remember when I told you that you should keep the QnA Maker tab open because it's important? And that time is now. So you go to this tab. If you don't have it, you could always just go to your knowledge bases and then go to COVID and use Kiva. And you can click on, and you can publish it again, or you can just go to settings and scroll down. And if you want, all the information is here too, and I'll just get it from here. Copy and paste this, that exactly, and paste it in your knowledge base ID. Then you go back and you copy this entire thing for your host name. Copy, and you paste it into host name. And then when you reset your bot, and you test it in web chat or emulator, your choice, restart conversation, and then you type hi. It types hi back. How are you doing? It says awesome, thanks for asking, just like we saw before when we were first developing this knowledge base. And we have successfully integrated the two services. Now all that is left is the API integration and hosting on Google Sites. First of all, if you click on this button where your bot is COVID and news bot or whatever you want to call it, if this is on default recognizer or not on regular expression recognizer, switch to regular expression recognizer. Okay? And so I just want to mention these are the APIs that we're going to be using. This API is not the best API, but it's the only one on coronavirus that I could find. So if you have a better API that you want to use, you can use it using the method that I'm going to show you. Where you have to read the API and get what you want to do. But using the method I show you, you can use any API, and we're gonna use that method for both the news API and the COVID API. And now you have to make an account for this news API, and because you need an API key. And for this one, there's no key necessary. You can just paste it in. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing you're gonna have to do, make sure this is on regular expression recognizer, by the way. First thing you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to add a dialog. Just name it COVID and name it COVID. Basically, what we're trying to do here is, this is where all the COVID stuff will happen, and we want to make it so if somebody types COVID, then it will show, and then it will give us the cases in the world right now. That's what we're trying to do. And then we have to add a new trigger here under the 3 dots. And it's called intent recognized. And the name of this trigger will also be COVID. And please input regex pattern. Just type it exactly what you want to be the trigger. Like if you want Apple to be the trigger, if you want it so they type Apple, and then your COVID API shows up, then you can do that. But I will make it so if they just type COVID in all caps, then it will work. And also, I highly recommend you editing this so that you can so that they know exactly what to type. And this will come whenever you start the bot. And you open it in web chat or emulator, and then this pops up so they know exactly what to type. Okay, so for COVID, now we get to do the actual coding. Just for testing purposes, let's test this and see if it, wait, we need to connect the two of these. So click on the plus button. So now we need to connect the two of these, the COVID intent and the COVID dialog. So it's really simple. Click on the plus button. Go to dialog management. You get a new dialog. Under dialog name, click this button. Click COVID. And now these two are connected. Just for testing purposes, put send a response. You say hello, blah blah blah, whatever message you want, and start the bot. Open it in web chat. Restart the conversation, and then when it types COVID, it should come. Then the message should come. So basically, whenever you type COVID, whatever happens over here will come. We have successfully tested that out. So let's delete this and let's get into the actual coding. So first, just to be nice, we're gonna send a response to say, I can help you out with that. Okay, and now we are going to click on the plus button and click on send a HTTP request, which is under access external resources. Send an HTTP request. We click on get. And now we go to our API page. And so just for testing, copy and paste this into your browser. and then this page comes up, which is exactly what we want. And this updates every 10 minutes, so it gives you up-to-date info. So then you copy and paste this into your URL right here. And then you make it so the property name is dialog underscore API response. Dialog dot API underscore response. And then the response type is gonna be in JSON. So then what you are gonna do is you are gonna launch if else loop, and the condition is basically whether it worked or not. And for APIs, if the request was written, then the status code is always 200. So basically, if it works, that goes under true. So if it works, it's true. If it doesn't work, it's false. So this right here is going to be dialog dot API underscore response dot status code equal to 200. So then we have this true and false. So when we have this response, we want it to show like the total cases of the world is blank, the total deaths in the world is blank, the total recoveries in the world is blank. So we want it to be like that, and for each different thing, it will show the up-to-date information from the API. So how are we going to do that? Well, first, we need to set a property. So we go into Manage Properties, set a property. And then we type dialog, apparently tab doesn't work here, dialog.covid is equal to, no, not here, dialog.covid is equal to dialog.API response.content. So basically, the content in the API response is all under dialog.covid. And so then you're gonna have to send a response, and this is the only thing that the user will see. This is all in the back end, but the user is gonna see this. The total amount of cases in the world is, and you go back, and so this is our API here. And so how are we going to extract the value? We can't just write total confirmed. It's not that easy. Actually, that's pretty easy. You just write, so how are you going to do this is you're going to write $, flower bracket, dialog.covid, or whatever dialog you have here, dot, and then whatever thing is here. So this says total confirmed. Total confirmed. And then we do the same things for the depth and the. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this to make life easier. And copy it here, and then replace cases with depths. Total amount of COVID related. COVID related deaths in the world is 7. So then that is it. Oh, also recoveries. So the total amount of COVID related recoveries in the world is 1. So then we change that to be total deaths. And then total recovered. And then that is done. So we're just gonna test it out. Restart bot, wait for it to load, open web chat, restart conversation. Type COVID. And it works perfectly. By the way, if it doesn't work for you for some reason, feel free to add any questions at all in the comments, and I'll try my absolute best to help you. So this works here, and we got the COVID cases down. And so next, the news. So here I'm just giving you kind of another example, and this time with a key. So basically kind of like the same procedure. Create a new dialog. Here, create a new tag. Basically kind of speed run it. News, have this also be news, because that's what you want to be the trigger to be. Keep in mind though that the trigger for this news is not case sensitive, meaning if I were just to write news, if this works properly, if I were to just write news in the chatbot, then it should it should trigger this dialogue, which in turn will give the headlines of the world. And if it's even like in a sentence, like show me the news, it will see the word news and it will trigger this dialogue, and this dialogue is what gives us the headlines. So this trigger is not like it has to be capital N, capital E, capital W, capital S. It can be lowercase, it can be within a sentence, it can even be within a word. If you just write, show me the newspapers, it will still see that little news in there, and it will still trigger this dialogue. And then, intent recognize, dialogue management, begin a new dialogue, dialogue name is news. So we connected everything. That was pretty easy. And now, we will do the actual API thing. So, and go to send response, and we can go, let's see the latest headlines in the world. In this news API, is actually a little bit tougher to decipher, so that's why I'm going through it with you, so that you can learn how to decipher APIs, so that you can basically go crazy with this API and decipher whatever you want. Like in this API, it's only gonna show you a couple of things in the API. It's only gonna show you the title of the news article, the URL, and when it was published. And it's only gonna do that for 3 different news articles. That's what we're gonna be making. But you can do whatever you want. You can add the author, you can add a slight description of it, you can add a content description or whatever this you can do the source, and you can just add a lot more APIs, and you can do whatever you want with it with our deciphering method. So then we're gonna see which one we want, so how are you gonna get into that? You're gonna go to documentation, and you're gonna click on top headlines. And so you can also access to everything if you want, but the one we're gonna use is top headline. Oh, this is the top headlines one, and it is by country. So right now we're gonna do the top headlines in the USA for this example. You can do whatever country you want, and you can maybe ask it for the country. You can go crazy with it. Bot framework is limited. There are actually multiple good APIs in this. You can do one that's specifically from BBC News or whatever thing you have. You can have business categories and countries at the same time. Who would have thought of that? And do both. You can even have one about Trump, top headline on Trump, QB Trump, and you could have a lot of different things. But the one we're going to be using is top one, top headlines in the US. Just copy and paste the top line with your API key. And then, go here, click on access internal resources, connect to, send an HTTP request, get, paste your URL, dialog.api response.com. It's just dialog.api response. The response type is in JSON. And then what we are going to do is we're going to have the same if else loop. So then, which one was it? So then we go to create a condition. branch if else condition. We go for the condition. We go to write an expression. We go to dialog API underscore response status code 200, and then go to true. And then set a property, manage property, set a property, user.news, and then equals to dialog API / response dot content. And then you are going to send your response. So before sending our response, let's look at the API. So copy, paste, and we get this. And unless you are a robot, you will not be able to read that. And I am not a robot, so I would know. So what I like to do, just to debug this API, I copy this. I go to a JSON editor, which, by the way, I'll put a link to in the description. But this one, I'll put a link to in the description. Just check the description. Copy. Paste this. And then you click on this one. And it looks so much better now. Like it literally would refresh my eyes. And then that is what we have here. So what we're gonna want to show is the title, the URL, and the published ad. So if you know anything about coding, I mean, you don't need to know anything about coding, but if you do know anything about coding, it's that like each articles is kind of like a list here. And so like this is the 0th value of articles, this is the 1st value of articles, this is the 2nd value of articles. If you don't know about anything about coding, it's okay. But that's what we're gonna kind of do here. So just follow along with me as we do this. So it's gonna be, so we're gonna have 3 headlines. So send response, the news article itself, the title of the news article. We're gonna have dialog .news article. And since this is the 0th article or the 1st article, in programming languages, 0 is usually the first option. The 0th article, I'm just gonna call it the 0th article, even though it's technically the 1st article. The 0th article, that has we want to know its title as of now. So article 0 dot title. Then close that right there. So then for we did our title for the 1st article, and we can also do the URL and publishing date as well, and we can do multiple articles. And to do that, we can just go up here and see URLs right here, or under the same place as title. So it's at the same level as title. So, meaning like we have to put the same thing except replace title with URL. So it reads this thing instead of this thing. So then here we have URL $dialog. Also, this should be dialog.news, not user.news, because everything else is dialog, so the dialog would go with that because user isn't a function, dialog is. So URL dialog.news.url dialog.news.articles.0 square brackets zeros ending square bracket .url and then close it, and then click enter. And then what else we want to do? We want to add the publishing date. So then we have dialog.news articles 0.published with the flower brackets here, and that is what we want for one article, and we can just copy and paste it for the next articles, which have index numbers 1 and 2. So meaning they're the second and third articles, or the first and second. We can consider the first one to be 0, because that is how computer language works. It starts from 0, not from 1. So we changed the value successfully. And then we have it. So then if it doesn't work, then send response. There seems to be a slight problem. And then it works. Also do that with the COVID thing too. If it doesn't work, send a response. There seems to be a slight problem. And we test it. So we click on reset bot or start bot in my case. By the way, if you have any questions for anything, I will try my best to help you out in the comment section below. So don't worry. Feel free to ask your question in the comment section below. And then we reset bot, and then if it works, we are done with making the bot. And it works perfectly. And you might be thinking, oh yay, we're done. Wait, why is the video not over yet? That's because we can see the bot working completely fine, but nobody else can see it. And so we wanted to so that other people can see it. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go publish. You're gonna click, and we're gonna host this on a Google Sites so that people can actually access your bot. Okay? You're gonna go to publisher profile. We're gonna click on add new. Have the name be publishing profile file. Have the target be publish bot to Azure. Click on next. Click on next. And then log in. And then you select your subscription, your resource group, and then your name. So I'm gonna name it COVID and use wrong resource group. I'm gonna name it COVID and use API bot, BFC. BFC standing for Bot Framework Composer. Region East US. Lewis region West US. Next. So then disable everything in the optional, because they are not necessary, except for application insights, because you could actually see some things about your bot in application insights if you want to do some research on why and how you can do it. How you can monitor usage of your bot. Application insights is a great way to do it. And you can use that if you want to, and it doesn't cost too much money. It basically doesn't cost anything actually. And even though Azure hosting is S1 standard, it doesn't, for me, when I did this with a different bot, it did not incur any costs. So there's that. And then we click on create. So then that's creating the publishing profile. I'm just deleting the old one. And then we wait. And then after it is finished provisioning, go to publish, select your publishing profile, click on this check mark here and click on publish, select it, bot. And when the provisioning is finished, and you are almost done. So, and then you're gonna go back into your Azure Portal, and then you are going to, if it doesn't show up immediately, that's okay. You can just go to all resources, select the correct subscription, and there it is. You're going to want to click on the one that's Azure Bot, okay? Azure Bot. Click on it, and then scroll down to where Channels is. Go to where Channels is. Also, this is basically identical to what we did in the earlier video, like the one where it was just making a chatbot with no API. the process is the exact same. So if you check that video out, you'll recognize the process I'm doing because it's the same process. Set my embed codes. Click here to open the web chat configuration page. Copy, show the secret key. Copy the secret. Actually, don't copy the key. Copy the code. And then after that, you're gonna go to Google Sites. Also, if you want to know how to make your bot look cooler, or using like customizations and stuff, I have a link that I'm gonna be attaching in the description for that. Okay? So Google Sites, and then you open a new site. Check out that link in the description for how to customize your bot. But we're just gonna keep this site very simple. You can customize as much as you want, make it look a lot cooler, but we're just gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna embed the bot. So we're just gonna name it bot. I'm just gonna name it bot, not too creative. The COVID news chatbot. The COVID news chatbot. And then you embed code. Copy and paste this. Copy the key. Paste it in where it says your secret here. Replace that with the key. Click on next. And then click on insert. And then click on publish. Bot thing. Name it whatever you want. View the website. And then one thing about Google Sites that is not very good, that is a bit problematic, is it can't send a response without you sending it. So if you say hi, then it will show you this message. Whereas in Bot Framework, this came immediately. But it's okay. Yeah. If you want like the background to be blue and the font to be different, there'd be like a picture here. I'm sending a link for a guide on how to do that. If you know HTML, it's great. If you don't know HTML, it's still okay. They have some sample code. And in that document, where in the code it says enter your token, that's your key. So then we'll test it out. We'll test the spot out. COVID. And then news. Gives you the news. And one last thing, there is this like little thing here, which can tell you what messages are coming into your chatbot. So if you go into this button right here, COVID, your bot and the AI, click on that, and then go to logs, and then paste the query here, click on run, and then just, these are probably just sample records, but it can show you the records that you have. And if you only want to see the question and answer, just erase these. And I'll put a link to this article in the description as well. And then you run. It'll just show you question, answer. And there might have just been some like test runs or something with this, where it was just like running automatically for testing purposes. But when you come into questions, after some time, they will show up in this log. It says QnA Maker Logs. Keep in mind, though, this isn't the BFC one. This is just the one for the QnA Maker, not the Bot Framework Composer. For watching this video, if you liked it and gained some value from it, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to tell me your experience in the comment section below. Oh, don't forget to add any questions you ask in the comment section below. And that is all. Goodbye.